Hey everybody, hope you guys are having a great day. Let me know if the audio is all good. Should be all good. This is the seventh stream, so pretty sure I fixed all the issues here. Streaming is actually pretty hard to get everything set up perfectly and for good quality and whatnot. So excited to go over a few things here. I'm gonna keep it pretty straightforward. I kind of have an outline here of what I want to cover. Of course, not a fun time. This is something that I don't think any of us wanted to see, type of breakdown that we saw here on Bitcoin, but it's part of the game. And the one thing I've been talking about recently, the past few months, is like the fact that the crypto market isn't really as easy as it used to be. And unless you're a long-term investor and you're fine being around and just going months and months with boring times, I think that the best use of your time, if you're sticking around day by day, like I know a lot of you guys, a few of you guys in here, Hunter, few of the good supporters of mine, you know, I think that really learning how to trade and putting in the time to do that is a great skill set, because prices are down, but if you're a trader, that was meaningless to you. Your balance is in USDT, and of course you might still have spot positions, but for the most part, you could really make money in any environment. Bitcoin dropping from 95K to, basically 85K. That's a great short setup. And, for some of you that have been watching me, haven't been like overly bearish the last, month, but I've definitely been super cautious, not ignoring the signs that we were seeing up in this range that we were in. And that's kind of what I wanted to start off with, because, you guys know me, I really do this to teach people. Of course, I share my own analysis and my opinions. Sometimes there's times where I'm pretty clear with what I'm doing. There's times where I'm a little bit more kind of up in the air, but I'll always give you guys the data and break it down in an easy to meaningful way. And I've always looked at myself as just a portrayer of the different data. There's so many different data sets that I look at and types of analysis to try to create a good conclusion of what's going to happen. So the first thing I wanted to start off with here is, sure you guys remember this analysis I did. This was, it was back in February 8th, I think, was the first time I posted this. And essentially what this looked at was the order book skew. And I'm sure some of you guys know, but if you don't, essentially if you take an order book, which is all the resting orders in an order book for whatever asset, and if you look at a certain range, in this case, this was a 50% range of the order book. So it was going to add up all of the buy orders that were sitting within 50% below price, and then also adding up all of the sell orders sitting within 50% above price. And that creates the skew. And if we see back when the FTX low happened right here, look at how high the skew was on the order book. We had about 20,000 more Bitcoin wanting to be bought than sold. And for any of you guys wondering, this is one of my favorite indicators. It's something I actually just started using over the last year, but wow, is it really an accurate thing? So essentially 3 weeks ago, I shared this, and I'm sure you guys remember me covering this on the stream as well, saying that there is a dangerous level that we've only seen 4 times over the last 5 years. And it was when the order book skew, we could see down here, order book skew reaches like a 2,000 Bitcoin skew to the ask side. So the ask meaning sell orders. Same thing happened here, same thing happened here, same thing happened here. And price really reacted negatively every time we saw that. And of course, that's what we saw right when we hit this. Bitcoin was still at 97, 98K. And now Bitcoin, let's see if I could get the quote that I shared here. Now look at the updated chart. Bitcoin is now down, I think, 15 to 20, no, not 20. I think it's 12 to 15% since that original post. So it's just a really useful thing. Like I said, this move was not unexpected, just because of the analysis that I did share. I'm not going to sit here and say I called it and I, shorted 108K or anything like that. But what I did is I approached it in a risk management type approach, sharing the very high possibility of this. And before we move on here, I just want to expand a little bit on this right here. This right here is auction market theory. I've talked about this a lot. And essentially what I said over the last few times, I do spaces with Wolf Crypto. I'm sure some of you guys have tuned in. The last 3 weeks, I really talked about how there was an idea that if you apply an auction theory to Bitcoin up in this range, we had all of the good news we possibly can get. Trump was elected or inaugurated. We had clear regulations saying that they would come in. We have the SEC dropping all crypto cases. We have nation states buying Bitcoin. We have strategic reserve bills in multiple states in the US. You know, that was something we've never seen before, and price did not care. So if you apply auction theory to that, what it states is that what's going to make prices attractive again to people, it's going to be lower prices. And here we are. So that's really what I was talking about on multiple spaces was if the good news isn't going to do it and the new information still isn't enough for people to get involved, what is enough for people to get involved? And obviously the answer is lower prices. So just wanted to start off, sharing this. Not like I'm trying to do victory laps or anything. I could have executed on this way better. But what I did do is I shared a lot of evidence where I wasn't mega bullish the last month and a half like some people were. I was very under the impression that we really could see that 90K breakdown. And that's what we saw. So takeaway from this is if you guys use Trading Light, made this indicator, it's called the Orderbook Skew. Feel free to look it up. It's free. And you could kind of edit the percentages. And I use this on all time frames. This is even good on shorter term scalping time frames. So next thing here is just wanted to, push a little bit more on my VWAP push. I've been on the I've been on the VWAP push for probably 6 months now, and you guys know that I've talked about them so much, and just how accurate they are. And essentially what I did here is I drew VWAPs from the election all throughout the major swing points, and basically we could see Bitcoin needed to get above all of these to be back in a bullish area. And of course, when you're below those, it's a very scary thing. So, last week I said, be careful unless regain. This is where a mass breakdown would occur. And we got that short deviation, but that wasn't enough, of course. And let's see if, here's the updated chart. So you could see what happens right when we, broke out of all of those VWAP bands. We had them, we had fake outs, sure, but there's a point where intuition comes in and the macro picture comes in, and the idea that we can't keep testing a level and thinking it's gonna bounce. That's not how this works. The more times you test a level, the more likely it is to break. So if you guys are in my Telegram, I actually was more specific, and I've been more specific in my Telegram. So if you're not in there, check the description and join that. I'll continue to be more specific. More than I do on X, actually, because I don't know, X to me it's been fun, but I'm definitely looking for a more personalized, community of people that really enjoy what I share. And what I did share that night before, I said Bitcoin is at very high risk of breakdown here. Sure enough, it did. So once again, if you guys are wondering, I'm starting off the stream here to teach you guys this, to teach you guys what to look for in similar scenarios when they happen in the future. These are the type of things to look at to know whether Bitcoin's going to break up or down. And just to play the side, if Bitcoin reversed its way up and was above 97, 98, 100K, I'd be fine playing the longs, but that was obviously not what presented itself. As usual, guys, feel free to throw in any questions. I'll continue to take looks at them. Is the Trading Light replacing TradingView? No, Trading Light will not replace TradingView for me. TradingView is the Mac Daddy of them all, but Trading Light allows me to look at the tape, which is the time and sales, and it allows me to look at footprints and the order book mainly, and also to the order book skew, which is a great indicator. What's your TL username? It's TraderView2. Should be the first one that comes up, actually. So second thing here, and once again, I'm showing you guys this for education purposes. When I shared this here, February 12th, so it was about 2 weeks ago. I don't use EMAs a lot. I don't use VWAPs. I don't use EMAs a lot. I do use VWAPs a lot. But when they all come together in the exact same area, it's not something you fade. So we had the 50-day, 100-day, and quarterly VWAP all sitting at 98 to 99K. I said price has historically turned bearish if lost. I'm extremely cautious of further downfall unless those are regained. So sure enough, those were never regained. So look at the update here. Here's the update. See how they never were regained? See how we just continue to fake out above them for 2 weeks? Bam. So once again, just sharing this with you guys for education purposes. You know, I don't use EMAs all the time, but when they come together in an important level, when price is going sideways and you have a quarterly VWAP right there, it's something where you should be bearish until they're regained. And that's how I approach this. And a lot of you guys who watch my last few streams, you guys probably know that's how I approached this type of environment. You know, that's really busy. Guess what? I don't care to chase the clout like some people do. I'm not going to name names, but there was a lot of people right here that were calling for higher prices, and they weren't even considering lower prices. And that's fine. We're not always right, but that's somebody that does not probably trade short term, and it shows. And it's probably someone that is on this for clout, because if price did move up, guess what? They'd be doing victory laps saying I was the only person saying we were bullish. You know, so just be wary of that. Risk management above all, even if you're not a trader. Last thing here is the election VWAP. We talked about this for months, literally months. I first talked about this December 20th. And we looked at this level so many times. I mean, I probably have, if I look up on my X, I probably have like 30 posts saying election VWAP. It's pretty crazy. And then same thing, you know, we broke below this, and that was the trigger for the short. And I said that in my Telegram as well. So check the description, join that Telegram. It'll probably be more useful going forward. And really, the entry on that short was just a break of the election VWAP, because I knew at that point it wasn't going to continue to hold. You know, it was not going to continue to hold. I'm trying to see if I have the most updated. No, I don't have. I don't know where the most updated version was, but you guys know what happened. You know, maybe it's, you know, this right here kind of shows it's that bottom line. Right when we broke that, that was your entry for the short. Easy stop loss above the breakdown level. So yeah, just tapped in not too long after you started. Not sure if you touched on short-term thesis on Bitcoin. No, I'm getting there. Just had a few things to cover here on the browser, then we'll dive into the charts. I got a pretty structured stream here, so I know exactly what I'm going to be covering in what scenario. The next thing here, we're going back on, or we're going on to the concept and the question of, you know, are we in a bear market? Because there's a lot of reasons to say we are in a bear market, and to be honest, 90% of all coins have been in a bear market for the past 5 years. Crazy to say, but there's so many coins that never even got out of a bear market. And that's what proved this cycle to be way different. And for you guys that have been following me the past few months, you guys know I've been sharing so much data proving why this overall cycle is way different and how we can't apply the same logic that we did in the past. And I always make this joke to some people. You know, you can't always look in the rear view expecting to see the road ahead. Of course, most of the analysis I do is looking at historical data. But at the same time, there's a time and a place for that. And all the people that have and will just continue to just rely on fractals without identifying the difference in the environment, it's not a recipe for success, in my opinion. It's only a way to kind of get carried out. You know, you need to take the whole picture in your analysis. So just, if you guys, I like fractals, don't get me wrong. I've used fractals. You go on my X and scroll down for the past year and a half, you'll see a lot of fractals that worked. But it was identifying the scenarios we were in the environments where we were in. So I wanted to bring this chart up here because, you know, if Bitcoin just topped right there, this would be the shortest cycle ever. And this is actually one of the reasons I called the bottom in 2022. If you guys remember, it's been my pinned tweet for a long time now. And of course, there was a few things like a trend line and whatnot. But the main thing that really, really gave me conviction was the concept of the days until the halving. See that orange color? That orange color provided basically the cycle low, all of the cycles. You know, even right here, that wasn't a cycle low because this wasn't a full cycle, but you guys get the gist. And, you know, if we look where we're at right now, Bitcoin tops when, you know, it has that green. It's hard to see on here. We don't have numbers, but basically the green turns into very light green. Green turns into very light green. Green turns into very light green. See, we're nowhere near that right now. You know, in comparison, let me see if I could zoom in here on my browser. See if this doesn't mess it up. There we go. In comparison, the color wise, we're right here in this cycle. Ignore what happened after. I'm just saying time wise, we're right here. This one, I'd say that we're about right there. And this one, I'd say we're about right there. So if Bitcoin just topped, that is the shortest cycle ever. And, I don't believe Bitcoin topped for this cycle or whatever we want to call it. I don't believe we're even in the cycles anymore. I don't believe so. I think Bitcoin's in a whole new era. But no, I don't believe that we topped. And this is one evidence to say that. I don't think, why would we have the shortest cycle right now? When Bitcoin is being adopted by all these institutions and just crypto in general. We got a crypto-friendly president. Do we think Bitcoin just went through the shortest cycle ever? I don't believe it. And here's one other thing. This is the Z-score, which is a deviation between the market value and its realized value. It basically looks at the market value. I think when the market value, I believe, is when a certain amount of coins were basically accumulated. The average price of which each Bitcoin on the blockchain was transacted on the network. And you divide that by the current value. So don't really need to understand it. But what it shows you is levels where the market's overheated or underheated. And you could see here, we never even reached anywhere near the levels we've seen in the past. So of course, we still have diminishing returns, but this is a pretty strong diminishing return here. This is one piece of evidence to say Bitcoin, even if it topped for months, I don't believe it topped for the cycle. I don't believe that. One other thing here is the pi cycle top indicator. This is something that essentially looks at a few moving averages. People use this pretty accurately. I'm not too big on it, but I thought I'd throw it up here because we can see, tops occur when price gets above both of these lines. And look, you see this pink line here? See how price never got above that over the last, entire cycle, basically? So one other piece of evidence to say we never saw any type of overheated moves in this cycle. You see peaked above right there, peaked above right there, peaked above right there, and nothing right there. So that's just one other piece of evidence. One other thing I wanted to share, you guys have seen this one. It shows the percentage off of the 200-week moving average. And you could see when markets were overheated, we had pink and green. Green. See, Bitcoin stayed at blue the entire time. So this has been such a steady trend. I think Bitcoin's cycle is over. I don't know. I personally don't think that that's the case. And I've said that for some time. Even when prices were higher, I didn't think that the cycle was over, and I gave potential for going as low as we have. The last thing here is the long-term holder supply. So, this right here looks at, I talked about this a lot the last month. This basically looks at people that have held Bitcoin for more than 155 days. And when they start selling off, it's usually a top signal. Start selling off, top signal there. Selling off, that was the March high. Selling off here, that was the high we just ran through. So, this is something to say that people did sell up there, contrary to what you saw on X and what you saw on the Moon Boys. A lot of people were selling up there, and I was reiterating that concept. But the good thing to note about this is we now have institutions on the other side. Saylor just bought $2 billion again. Whether he gets blown out or not is a whole nother question, but they are absorbing a lot of this buy pressure. So, all right, let's see. No questions there. Feel free to throw them in if you guys do have any. But as of right now, that's really all I had in the browser. So let's bounce over here to TradingView and kind of look at the few things I wanted to look at here. So the first thing I wanted to look at was the total crypto market cap. And looking at looking at halving VWAP. So this was a cool little thing I kind of created myself, just going back in history. And if we look, what it was is if you place a VWAP on the halving, so this is the 2016 halving, that was our bull market support band the entire way up. And right when we broke that, we went into a bear market. You can see this blue line went into a bear market. I did the exact same thing here in 2020. And guys, this is the total crypto market cap. 2020, this is when the halving happened. This was our bull market band the entire way up. It even respected this pullback here, which this is something that, I have not seen for some time. Because a lot of the EMAs and stuff you put here, this drop broke those EMAs. So this election VWAP here, we could see that was pretty damn accurate right there, you know? And of course, this was still a bull market. Many coins did go higher on this push up. And we could see we had two reactions off this line. And then right when we fully lost it, that was the bear market. You know, prices after that dropped, what, 70%? 55%. So now we apply that same logic, and to say in the past, you know, it's a pretty cool little thing I'm showing here. In the past, we've never broken the halving VWAP. And if we did, the bear market started. Look where we're at right now. It's basically right where we're at right now. And, you know, it brings up a lot of questions. And when I say questions, it brings up a lot of questions for a few reasons. Because, one, we've never broken this in a bull market. Anytime we have, it has been a bear market. And one other thing to add on is the yearly rolling VWAP. So this is another piece of VWAP that I love that also worked perfectly. You could see this green line here. See this entire 2017 bull run, we held the rolling yearly VWAP, the green line. It's hidden behind the blue right now as support. Right when that broke, that was the bear market. So if we look right now, if we look in 2020, exact same concept. You see this green line here? Runs up. Same concept, a few fake outs below, no problem. A few fake outs below that halving VWAP, no problem. Right when we broke this, this was even a more reactive measure. So the halving VWAP was actually a little bit delayed. We could see how it was down here. But even so, you could have called a bear market starting right here, right when we broke that fully and accepted below, especially after that rejection. So another really good piece of evidence, and guess where it's at right now? Perfectly in line with the March high. So I'm going to keep it very straightforward here, guys. This has been my opinion for many months, is that Bitcoin can drop to 85K region, and we're going to touch on what I mean by that and what I've been talking about with that. And everything's still fine. All coins aside, those have been in their own little market. We can drop to 85K and things will be fine. And guess what? Bitcoin's at 85K right now. And both of these lines that have historically been our bull market bands are right here right now. This is where we're at right now. So I'm sure you guys can see the confluence here. And if we want to add in one other piece of confluence, it's this all-time high, or sorry, it was this previous high that we put in March of last year. You know, for us to come back down and retest that is not abnormal. The chart is not broken. So I'm keeping it simple here, guys. We're still fine as we speak. I know the market right now is gapping down, and it has been, but we could see we could have fake outs below these levels. So I give this another 2, 3, 4, 5% we could do short-lived, and then to bounce back up. Either way, I'm expecting a bounce within this region. Whether or not that's just a short-lived bounce that does something like this, just for us to do that, that's fine. But these, to me, I'm sure you guys can see the confluence here. It'd be wrong for me to call either or just yet. So for me, this is really the level. This is really the level on total. It's around the level on Bitcoin. I said 84 to 86, that region. Things are fine. Things can really save themselves right now. I'm not convicted either way yet, to be honest. And I'm going to give some more examples here that might give some more conviction to you guys. But this is what I want to start off with. Let me know if there's questions about this. I think it's a pretty simple thing. And I wanted to come out on this stream with very simple, straightforward thoughts. And I hope that this really is that. This is fine. This is fine. This does not break the potential for a summer rally. Accepting below this level puts us into a way different scenario to where we could round trip that entire election pump right back down to where it started. And then at that point, you know, bull markets don't break previous year's highs. They don't do that. That's called an inverse staircase. We don't want to see that happen. So all that confluence right here, it really lines up perfectly. As for trading the breakdown and taking profits aggressively on short positions, do you mind sharing what that looked like for you? Sure, maybe expand on that a little bit, Hunter. If you had more specific questions, be glad to cover that. Didn't you also break it in 2021 before another all-time high? Yes, it did break it very, very shortly. So we could see how short-lived these breaks were. These are called deviations. I love deviations, love to play them. You know, these are just very quick deviations that occurred within hours. So that's why I'm not ruling that out. I'm not ruling that out, and that might be what's happening right now. Either way, this is such an area of confluence. I'd be damned if we just do that. I don't think it's going to happen. I could be wrong, but we could see all the evidence. If anything, we'd see that before we did that. Accepting below on what time frame? It's subjective, but probably an 8 to 2 day. 8 hour to 2 day. Bitcoin dominance needs to go down. Yeah, I'm about to cover that as well. So, okay, next thing here. Next thing is, right now as we speak, this might be expired in 4 hours. Who knows? But Total 2 and Total 3 have not made new lows. Total has made a new low. I'm sure you guys have seen this. Total 2, Total 3, they have not made new lows right now. So this is something that's interesting. So I sat back and said, have we seen this before? You know, have we seen this before? Does this tell us anything? It has told us something. That's what I'm going to show here. So we can see right now, the blue is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has made a new low, a large new low. Altcoin market has not made a new low yet. Actually, the exact same thing happened right here. So this was last month. And I've seen some people say, oh, you know, alts can't bottom before Bitcoin. They just fail to look at the data. This is the altcoin bottom low. This is the altcoin bottom low, or second low. This right here, Bitcoin actually broke. This is a line chart, so you can't see it. This move actually broke all of Bitcoin's previous lows, but the altcoins did not break those previous lows. And that was a bottom signal for our last push to all-time high. So that's one example of what we're seeing right now. The next example is right here. This right here is the altcoins. Altcoins did not make a new low. Bitcoin did make a new low. See that clear divergence here, guys? So like I said, this might be expired in 4 hours because the market's nuking as we speak. But as of right now, this is still intact. And I said, have we seen this before? We have. Same concept right here. This wasn't as good, but we can see how Total 2 barely made a new low. Barely made a new low. Bitcoin made a massively new low compared to its previous lows right there. So another divergence of Bitcoin going way lower, but the altcoins not following to the same degree. A few more examples I put up over here. Here was a great example. Bitcoin making a new low, altcoins holding its low. So we can see how clear that divergence is there. Bitcoin, clearly a much lower low. Altcoins actually put in an equal low, if not a higher low. Same concept right here. This was a really good one, actually. Total 3. See that? Put in a higher low. Bitcoin, the blue, put in a lower low. So we've seen this a lot. And it actually has triggered some type of local bottom, whether that sticks or not. We've seen it happen before. And I think that those were all my examples. I don't think I even went back farther. I'm sure there's some more. Oh yeah, there's one more right here, which this wasn't the best one, but look, Bitcoin new low, Total 3 did not put in a new low. So once again, guys, this might be expired in an hour, you know, if altcoins do gap down completely, but I wanted to bring this up because, you know, as of right now, this is still intact. This is fully still intact, and I just gave you guys all the examples of when we've seen this. It has presented a bottom signal. Whether that bottom lasts a month, 3 weeks, or 6 months, it has presented some type of bottom signal. So I'm going to continue to monitor this. You guys should also continue to monitor Total 2 and Total 3. If those don't break their lows and Bitcoin starts rallying back up, we're in a good position. Historically speaking, we're in a very good position to at least see some relief back up. We could obviously see what kind of relief that is. So, okay. Next thing here, Bitcoin on the same concept I was sharing. So Bitcoin, historically speaking, I think I had it on the daily, or maybe it was the 2-day. What chart was this on? Let me see. 3-day? No, it might have been the weekly. Give me a second. Yeah, it was the weekly. So we could see Bitcoin has held a very strict, I saw someone yesterday say the bull market band, and they ignored the fact that we spent 5 weeks under it in the summer. So it was a funny post. But no, if we want to call a bull market band, this is a bull market band. A bull market band on Bitcoin is the 50 and 100 week moving average as a band. Whole bull market did not break it. Once we did break it, that was the bear market. Whole bull market did not break it, held it right here. Once we broke it, that was the bear market. Same concept right here. We could say the bull market started right here. Whole bull market did not break it, still have not broken it. So what I'm going to say here on Bitcoin is very simple. If we add in the yearly VWAP, which has also been a perfect indicator for a bull market band, even go back to 2013. See this green line? Break this, bear market. 2017, we hold it perfectly, break it, bear market. 2021, held it perfectly right there, broke it, bear market. We held it the entire bull market this time as well. Look at how perfect the support bands were back in the summer. Where does that sit right now? That sits at 74K. So that's going to segue me into, no, it's the EMA. The Crypto Hound, it's an EMA. It's the 50, 100 week EMA. And then if you guys haven't added my VWAP suite, please do. You know, you'll just thank me later. And I know it's a very useful tool. And that's when I just put in the 12 months. So this is the yearly rolling VWAP. This is a bull market band for Bitcoin. So to answer the question of the stream, Bitcoin is not, there's not enough evidence to say Bitcoin's in a bear market. Alts aside, sure, they are in a bear market. They have been for a while. Some aren't. XRP isn't. You know, many aren't, but a lot of them are. So this is going to segue me into my next shorter term analysis of Bitcoin. So I'm sure you guys have seen me talk about these liquidity voids. I did this on the last stream, and I'm sure you guys remember it, you know, about the liquidity voids and what we see. So this right here is a TPO chart. This shows us the time spent at each price level. So the reason why I've always not ruled out a move to 85K is because that's the bottom of our high volume nodes on the volume profile, and it's the bottom of our high volume nodes on the TPO chart. So we could see how right here, how we could see that there's, you know, some high volume nodes or high time nodes, we should call them, on the TPO chart. They go down to about 86, down to about 85.3. So that's why I've said Bitcoin could drop down to this level and it could be completely fine. That's where we're sitting right now. If we break out of this level, see how this is air? See that? I'm sure you guys can evidently see with just your eyes how we call these single prints. These are single prints on the TPO chart. This is not something you want to accept into. Historically speaking, when you accept into a mass low volume node after being in such a high volume node, price moves right through. Moves right through back to its previous high volume node, which at this moment is 76K. So if we go back to this chart right here, and if we put in a volume profile, you guys now see what I'm talking about here. See how there's this last high volume node right where we're at right now? Incredible amount of high volume nodes up here. Remember, this is showing us volume traded at each price level instead of looking at volume traded at each time interval. Can you guys see how low volume spent in this move from 75 to 85? Can you guys see the difference here to here? We look at this as support and resistance. So, you know, we're at the bottom of our support zone on the high volume profile, should we call it. If we accept below this 85, as I've stated now for a month, this is not new information, especially if you guys followed me for a while, not new information. We probably move right down to 75K. We probably move right down to 75K. There is a small chance that it does catch a bid in the middle of this, But I'm going to show you guys an example of when that didn't happen. And this is why I'm very cautious about these low volume nodes. So if we draw one right here, this is a very similar concept. So you see how there's all these high volume nodes right here? And then you see the value area low. Bam, see that value area low here? And then you see when it enters these low volume nodes right here, price went right through. And where did it land? The previous high volume node. Hope that makes sense to you guys. Let me know if that makes sense to you guys. It's a very simple concept, and I like to call them liquidity voids. They're voids of liquidity because price moves so fast up, it never had time to establish support and resistance. We call these inefficient moves. Very inefficient moves. So, sure you guys can see. Let me just take a screenshot and do the comparison here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so now let me bring the screenshot on the chart. You guys can do the comparison. Can you guys see the comparison here? A little bit different, but it's the very similar concept. So you see how we have these high volume nodes up here? High volume nodes up here? See what happens when price accepts at the bottom of those volume nodes? Right there? It fills all of the low volume nodes back to the previous high volume node. Filled them all back to the previous high volume node. So, all right, I'll move on. Hopefully that was clear. Hopefully that was clear. So yeah, that's really what we're looking at here, guys. It's that simple. 85K is going to hold. The total is going to hold. And we have chances to see a summer rally. If this does not hold, this opens up a much different scenario where Bitcoin's going to fill all the way back down to 75K. Very, very, very clear in my opinion. I give it a 75% chance of that happening if Bitcoin accepts below 85K. And then at that point, guess what? The bull market still is not broken for Bitcoin. And I just showed you guys all the reasons why. Because guess what sits right there? The early VWAP. Guess what sits right there? The bull market band. Guess what else sits right there? Our previous high in March. So at that point, that is the last chance, and in my opinion, that'll hold. If we do that, this is going to hold, in my opinion, unless the stock market crashes or the economy is in a crazy whatever. That's going to hold, in my opinion. All right, hopefully I'm not talking too much here and going too fast for you guys. But I want to just give a very clean scenario. So I got about 5 more things here. We're going to look at Bitcoin dominance. We're going to look at alts versus Bitcoin. We're going to look at Ethereum. We're going to look at XRP. We're going to look at a few custom denominations of XRP and then the NAS 100. And then that's going to be the stream for today. I'll take some questions at the end, but I wanted to make this very structured, very clean, very straightforward. The next thing here is Bitcoin dominance. So I'm sure you guys have seen a lot of people say, Bitcoin dominance hasn't even dropped. We can't be in a bear market yet, blah, blah, blah. We can believe that, but guess what, guys? How much is the rear view going to help us for the road ahead? When we're in a different scenario, we can't say it's going to help us that much. So, I still wanted to bring this up though and say, this is when the market bottoms. This is when the market tops. Market top right there. This is a bear market. This is the bull market. Market bottoms right there. This is a bear market. So obviously the pattern is broke. Bitcoin and the market has put in cycle highs at the bottom. Look at where Bitcoin dominance is right now. The complete opposite. This is usually when the bull market's just starting because we see that after. So this is one other piece of confluence if we think that alts are not completely dead, that the bull market is not over. I don't think we're going to see this, but I do think we could see this. I do think that we could still see this. When that's going to happen, that's up for discussion, of course. So, all right, the next thing here. This is others. What is this? This is others Bitcoin. See, this is others Bitcoin. And this shows our alt seasons as well. This is when the market topped, cycle was put in, cycle top. This is when the cycle top was put in. We haven't seen that at all. We have not seen that at all. It's been the complete opposite, actually. And all the people that have been calling for alt season, they've been pulling up this chart for the past 3 months and calling for alt season. The only time I called for an alt season was when we went into the new year and said, historically speaking, January 1st has been a turning point. After 2 weeks of seeing that failed, I completely rugged the idea off and have not mentioned alt season since. And that's the way you should approach this market as a trader and an investor. Don't hold on to a bias if it's going against your way. Don't do it. So I'm going to show here, alts have not shown any signs of any outperformance. They have not shown any signs of cycle tops as well. And I really can't even say strongly whether it's going to happen or not, because we're in a way different environment where Sailor and ETFs are fueling the Bitcoin rally. We're not in an expansive monetary system, monetary policy where there's money printing. We have high interest rates. This Russell 2K has not went much higher as well. So it's just not the same scenario. And that's what I realized with these fractals. Okay, Ethereum. So Ethereum, very simple. Very, very simple here on Ethereum. So we broke this, what was this, a 3,000-day trend line? If you guys followed me back in August, you guys saw me post this right here, and I said there might be a collapse if we break this. And there was kind of a collapse. We dropped, what, I think it was 35%? And then guess what we did last month, or sorry, in December? We retested it as resistance. Not a good look for Ethereum here, guys. Not a good look. And you guys have known I've been vocally critical of Ethereum since these lows even. I have posts back in 2023 saying, why are whales selling this? You know, why is Ethereum Bitcoin tanking? So I'm keeping it simple here on Ethereum. This wick is the low, along with the 85K on Bitcoin, or should I say that, you know, that region, along with total 2 holding its yearly VWAP, or sorry, total market cap. And if not, Ethereum is going to $1,500. And it's really not much complicated than that. And I put in a bunch of VWAPs from our previous cycle high. Look where they are right now. See where they're at right now? So this right here is our last hope right now. 84, 85K is our last hope until things really change. Total crypto market cap being on March highs is our last hope right now. And for me, if you guys remember my stream last time, or last week and the week before, I stated this exact thing was probably going to happen. I said if Bitcoin breaks 90K, I don't think the altcoins would make a new low just yet. And sure enough, Bitcoin in comparison is down here, and Ethereum and many coins have not broken those wick lows yet. They have not broken them. So it's a very simple scenario on Ethereum. You know, the bull market trend line is broken. The 3,000-day trend line is broken. We've been trading under the early VWAP for a long time now. The last hope is that this low holds right here. We get ourselves back up, and we're back in business. If not, Ethereum is going to $1,500. There's no in between. So yeah, see if you guys had anything in the chat here. VWAP suite is goated. Appreciate that, Hunter. It really is. And I made that because if you guys use VWAPs, you got to handle 6 different VWAPs on your chart. Might as well just put in 1 indicator, you know? And I don't even know if the free plans allow for 6 indicators. I've learned so much from you. Thank you for sharing elite knowledge. Much appreciated there. Seems like a lot can save us from the move below. Yeah, really not too much at the moment, besides all of this confluence. All this confluence, hoping buyers step in right now. Clear but dreadful? Yeah. What about CME gap? I have not looked at that. Hopefully we do not accept below that range. I don't think any of us want to. Take a request like the strong routes, maybe towards the end. What are we on here? About 50 minutes on the stream? Yeah, maybe towards the end. I'm just getting towards the end of what I wanted to cover myself. Hit that thumbs up. Yeah, appreciate that. If everyone, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. Been doing these streams now for about 7 weeks, and it's been about 2 months since I launched the channel. So hit the like button. Looks like we only have 34 likes, but there's 107 people in here. So would appreciate if you guys hit that like button. Would just help the algo. And also to subscribe to see more of these. But yeah, so I hope that's clear on Ethereum. There's not much more I can really say about this, guys. I mean, it's really is that simple. Ethereum breaks these VWAP bands right now. 1 second here. Ethereum breaks these VWAP bands. It's it's cooked. It's completely cooked, in my opinion. That's $1,500 for Ethereum. At that point, it's like, I don't even know what to expect at that point. So, it's like, what do we do? Ethereum already has been the most lackluster performing large cap. So, there's not much more to say about it, to be honest. Okay, the next thing here I wanted to cover was XRP. So we look at XRP here, and we could show the exact thing compared to Bitcoin, just a little bit, a little bit more ahead. So you see how Bitcoin is holding this volume, or Bitcoin was holding this value area low. It was holding its large volume nodes or time volume nodes in the TPO chart. Once it broke below, it fell pretty hard. So we look at XRP right now, it's still within these high volume nodes. XRP is still within these high volume nodes, and the chart is not broken just yet. We can see where those volume nodes taper off. It's about the $2 region. And then you see what I was talking about. I don't need to go over it again. You see these low volume nodes? We accept below $2, we fill right back to $1.50. I don't see anything in between, guys. And, luckily, XRP is still up almost 4x since the election. So I'm still holding my spot XRP. I might be a Dumbo and I should have sold it at 350, but I've been holding XRP now for like 6-7 years. And, I just didn't feel like, I just didn't have enough reasons. I mean, I had a lot, but I didn't have enough reasons for me to say that this is going to be the top for XRP for years and years and years. I still don't believe that. Even if this $1.50 does come, doesn't mean XRP is never going higher. It's just going to go back to the holding game that we've been playing. Us XRP holders have been playing for a while. This has been one of the strongest coins. Brad Garlinghouse is involved in the involved in the administration. We have the Ripple lawsuits inevitably going to get passed at some point. And the cool thing about that is, even if XRP does do another drop like this, and of course this is with Bitcoin below 85K. I mean, it's very, very simple here, guys. Bitcoin below 85K, this is how this would happen. But the cool thing here is, at any moment, we have this Ripple lawsuit that's going to happen, and it will just fix the chart. And when I say fix the chart, I don't mean it's going to go right to $4. But what I do mean is if right now the lawsuit was announced that it was over, I guarantee you XRP would rally right to 280. And then look at that compared to all the other charts. It's like, wow, that thing looks great. So that's also why I did not want to sell my XRP at 350, because I knew that there was an impending piece of news that would probably send us higher. Whether that higher lasts a day or not, you guys remember July of 2023. XRP was ruled not a security. It did 100% in a day. Do I think that's going to happen now? No. But can I see 40% in a day? Yes. So that's why I still feel fine holding XRP. Might be a bad decision, and I might round trip all my gains, but at this point, I don't really mind. I'm still up. My average on XRP is 30 cents, so I'm still up multiples, and there's still reasons to be bullish on this as long as the market continues to hold its bull market levels, which for Bitcoin, that's the short term is 85. The longer term breakdown would be 75. Things still aren't broken then, and this is a good time to say, guys, do we think Citadel is entering this market and the market's over for years? Do we think the United States government is creating clear regulations and the market is over for years and crypto is just topped? Do we think Saudi Arabia bought $500 million of Bitcoin and the market is over for years? Do we think Ohio? Do we think Arizona? Do we think all of these states that are trying to put in Bitcoin reserve legislation are doing this at the top for many years? I don't believe it. I believe that is mid-curving what is happening. We can't lose sight of where we're at. We cannot lose sight of what's happening with crypto. Crypto is here to stay, guys. Crypto is not going away anytime soon. It's not happening. I will gladly say that. This fundamentally is the most bullish time I've seen since I first learned about Bitcoin at $200. This is the most bullish time. So let's not lose sight of that, guys. Things can change quick, So that's why I'm still holding XRP. I still think that XRP, whether it's in 6 months or another year and a half, I think XRP is going to go higher. And I don't, I have, it's a reasonable thing to believe. So simple here on XRP. It continues to hold that 207 low, $2 low that we put in recently. What, yesterday, the day before? If not, it goes down to 150. This point, this is 75K Bitcoin. This is probably $1,500 Ethereum. This is a whole different scenario. And guess what? XRP is still up 300% since the election. So not a bad scenario for XRP holders. That's really all I have for XRP. Oh, I'm not going to go too much in depth on that. And yeah, it's really the last thing I'm going to cover here, guys, is the custom denominations on XRP. So let's take a look at those. Take a look at those. I'm sure you guys remember the detailed analysis I posted. Posted it up here, posted it right here. I said XRP's got to break the most important resistance of its lifetime. You know, fast forward a month and a half now. That's been the final boss. So XRP versus total still doesn't look bad at all. Looks very strong. Look at XRP versus total 2. Very strong still. XRP versus total 3. Still not looking terrible. XRP versus others. Also still not looking terrible. In comparison, XRP USD is down here. So if you're an XRP holder, don't feel bad. You have outperformed the entire altcoin market by 300% since the election, which is a very impressive thing. XRP versus Bitcoin still looks better than the USD chart. XRP versus Ethereum looks really good, actually. And it's trying to break its most important resistance I posted about a few weeks ago, actually. And what's next here? XRP versus BNB. Still doesn't look terrible either. I mean, I'm not saying that these aren't coming down lower, but, you know, you got to have perspective on where XRP is compared to the rest of the altcoins. XRP versus Sol. It just made a new high today, actually. XRP versus Doge. Really just on a crazy rally. XRP versus Cardano, same thing. XRP versus Tron. Versus AVAX. Link. XLM. See, this coin's outperforming most, guys. Still is. Versus SUI. Versus HBAR. Versus Uniswap. Here's versus gold, which that's going to be not the best looking chart, because gold's been strong, of course. Versus silver, US 30. So you guys get the gist. I just wanted to share that, you know, at the moment right now, like, if you were holding other coins, you'd be in a lot worse position. Make that very, very clear here. So yeah, last thing here, guys, is the NASDAQ here. Actually, let me try to look this up real quick, actually. See if we have this here. NAS 100 post. This was just more of a educational piece for anyone curious. Oh wait, I just saw something I don't even want to bring up. Remember this chart, guys? Bitcoin denominated in VIX. I said Bitcoin just hit the same trend that topped us the last 2 times. Is this time different? Oh man. And look where, I think I updated this, what was this, 2 days ago? And look at us right now. I'm not going to say any more about that. I just thought I had to bring it up. Just funny. Very funny stuff. So here with NAS 100. So I basically said I thought all-time high was loading. After that, I said that we're going to try the highs at some point. And then I said that we need to watch for a deviation. And on Spaces, I said that's how the NASDAQ puts in a high. It does a deviation above its previous high. And I said it again, we need to watch for deviation. I've been stating that for weeks. And I said that's how it puts in a local high. And then look at this. Look at this. And then look at us now. Pretty crazy. Should probably start trading the NAS, actually. Right here, I said we're going to highs. Right here, I said watch out for deviation. And since then, down 5%, which for the NASDAQ, it's a big move. So why I'm bringing this up here, guys, is because, you know, this move down has also been perfectly in line with the NAS, you know. We've talked about this for a long time now as well, and it's like, you know, we're by the balls of the stock market. I mean, look at Bitcoin laid over, you know. So we also need to monitor the stock market, and I'll continue to do that because right now it's still fine, still looks fine, but, you know, this could definitely come down lower, and if that does, that's going to be with Bitcoin coming down lower, most likely. So yeah, guys, I think that's all I had for today. About an hour. Hopefully that was more coherent than usual. Spent about 35 minutes putting together a list of things to go forward with. And for me to break down basically what to expect, what to expect. The last few streams, I'm probably gonna clip some things, not to do victory laps, but just to do education purposes. Like, exactly what happened here is exactly what I pointed out as a strong scenario many times the last few weeks. I drew lines to 85K. I said that this is what happens. I guess the last thing here, if you guys don't have any questions, is, let's look at the order books here. Let's look at the order books here. So, yeah, the problem here is, we still have this order book skew. It's really the problem here. You know what I mean? This is not something you want to see still. We still have the order book skew getting down at those bearish levels. But on a good note, look at how many bids have popped up here. People are willing to buy this dip. We could see all these bids that popped up here. A lot of bids all of a sudden just stacked up right here. So we'll see what happens here. Ethereum, also a good note. We have a lot of bids right here. See the bid skew? It's actually at a historical high that we have not seen since October. Wow. Not seen this since October. So, if Ethereum does come down here, it's got some support by this wick lows. Got about 30,000 Ethereum by these wick lows. So that's good to see rather than nothing. And then same thing here on XRP. So you guys see here when XRP dropped like 30% in 2 hours. See how the order book was clean? Nothing. Nothing at all. Only 1 million XRP throughout from 250 to 180. And then look right now. On a good note, we do have about 8 million, or we did, have about 4 million XRP sitting right here, waiting to be bought on Binance Spot. So that'll provide some support by these wick lows if we do reach that level. Yeah, and that was about the last thing here. Let's see. Order book skew is in a decent area. Last time we saw it like this was actually at 78 cents. Saw it down here, we hit $2. We saw it right here. Or right here, mainly that first spike we hit 180, and now we're getting back to that first spike there. So it's better than seeing this. If we were seeing this right here, I would be like, okay, guys, this is actually very likely breaking $2. But right now, I can't say that strongly. We're still by the balls of Bitcoin here. So yeah, time to go swim with the whales. Yep, go swim with the whales. Thoughts on Doge? I don't have any thoughts on Doge. Doge is not a good looking chart. I mean, this is not a good looking chart here. Really the last level we want to see. We accept below here, we're back in the abyss. So yeah, we're at these levels where it's like, these are like, porn levels, but it's like, how much more can they give? Thanks so much for the time and education, sir. Very well done. Much appreciated there. Amazing Alpha, well done from someone who has been following you on X for years. Thank you, Craig. Glad that you enjoyed it there, Craig. XDC chart. We'll take a quick look at XDC. Yeah, so XDC here actually doesn't look terrible, but as I shared on the last stream, we actually retested that as resistance, and look at what price has done since. About 30% move down. XDC, actually, this is one of the better looking coins here. If we throw up a volume profile right here. This is on the crypto chart. Doesn't have any volume data, but this is not a bad looking chart. But once again, guys, none of this stuff matters with the way that Bitcoin and total is looking right now. Bitcoin reached those 85K bids. Yeah, I'm well aware, but like I told you guys earlier, if you saw my post, the person who was wanting to enter there, I had a nice scalp off that level as well, just because I was going to trade with them, and it was a great little trade right there. Looks like they pulled them right after their few got got filled. Let's check the footprints here. Actually, no way. They actually, looks like they got one of those filled right there, but the rest were pulled. Not sure what their mindset was behind that. That's really interesting. Yeah, very interesting. It'd be a lot better if those, look at those get pulled right there. What do we have right here? 247 Bitcoin. You guys want to watch live? Let's watch the footprints here and see. Oh, this is not my right chart actually to watch the footprints. See what happens here. It's really, yeah. Not much to say right here, guys. What's that feature to sum up the bids and trading line? It's called the order book skew. So let me see if it comes up for anyone here. Order book skew. Yeah, right there by trader view. If you guys are curious too, what you're going to want to do, it's going to come with all three of these on, which this is a 3% skew, 5%. I think I had 10%. You could turn these off just to look at a big skew. So this is a 50% skew for high time frame analysis. Like, let's look at like the three. This is like this is the 3% skew. So, you know, see when the skew gets somewhat high here. You know, historically, those do provide short-term bounces. See when the skew gets negative here? Bam, short signal. Skew gets negative right here. Short signal. Skew gets positive, buy signal. Skew is negative, short signal. We could just keep going. See this? Buy signal. I mean, this is like such an underrated piece of analysis. Such a good piece of analysis. Like, truly, truly. Look right here. See, most negative skew in hours, exact top. Very positive skew up here, price moves higher. Just keep going on this. It's truly, truly something. But yeah, so that's really it, guys. Like I said, I've given the simple scenario here of the two things that are going to happen here. And you know, it's really not much more to say about it here, guys. You know, unfortunately, there's just not much more to say about it. What skew percentages do you use for low time frame? So when I'm doing low time frame, I'm going to use the 3% and the 5% usually. I might even use all three of them. I'll put this to a 10% usually. I'll use all three of them just to get a gauge. And you see how I made them different thicknesses? So, you know, I can see the biggest thickness is the 3%, then 5%, then 10%. So I kind of use these in conjunction, but for the most part, I'm looking at 3%. 3% skew is for short-term trading, as I just showed you guys all the evidence there. It's just funny to watch right here. So this is a great live example of what an order book does here, guys. You see how price stalled right here? So what's going to happen is we need some sellers to come through. People need a market sell 280 Bitcoin to break this level. And we could watch this here live. Bam. It was just done right there. Let's see if we could see this on the tape. Nope. I don't have it on my proper thing here. But yeah, it was a pretty cool live example there. 280 Bitcoin. Someone just got filled on that and someone just market sold that. This is not my main setup here. It's not my main trading setup. This is for my live stream, so I don't have the proper footprint set up on this. But man, yeah, this is a falling knife here at this moment, guys. Bro, you had TPO when showed us XRP. I mean, Cube's probably showing volumes. Can you share which one it is? I'm not sure exactly what you mean there. This is a TPO, so TPO. You could use the TPO right here, and then you could use the indicator TPO. Time price opportunity. And then the way you create this is you click this, and then you click merge with previous profile. You create a composite, it's called. Basically what that is a composite. You see a TPO on Sol? Not really much to say with a TPO on Sol, to be honest. Better than a TPO on Sol, we could look at a... well, actually, I didn't even cover Sol. But, you know, for me to cover Sol is simple. My last live stream, I looked at this yearly VWAP and this uptrend and said that better provide a bounce. If not, we're doomed. And sure enough, we've absolutely just tanked. So once again, trend lines, super simple, but super powerful once again. So Sol is going to probably provide some type of bounce down to 125. I would really actually be looking for a bounce on Sol. I actually, right when we hang up with this stream, I'm probably going to set bids down here. It's a high risk to reward setup. I didn't even realize this. I haven't even looked at Sol in the last 2 days. This is the volume area low since February of last year. We see our high volume nodes taper off right there. Sol should bounce between 125, 120, 125. It should. Definitely should. So we'll see what happens there. Damn, Ethereum is rocketing. This beautiful short setup. If you guys are on my Telegram, if you guys still aren't on my Telegram, check the description of this live stream. It's like the second link, I believe. Join that Telegram. I basically posted when Ethereum was right here, I said, we're setting up for a clean trade. All you had to do was buy the breakout, or sell the breakout, rather. Beautifully clean trade right here. Wow, this thing is gapping down at this point. Wow. Great to have this happen live, huh? We got 100 people in here, and Bitcoin is free falling. Bitcoin is free falling, but yet again, you know, we still see, I mean, wow. Alts once again are holding up. Wow, look at the altcoin dominance. Altcoin dominance is surging right now, guys. This is a 30-second chart. Alts continue to hold up better. This is very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Something like even XRP. Let's take a look at Litecoin here. Wow. Yeah, this is let me process what I'm seeing here. That might have been a low. That is a very strong reaction. Seeing altcoin dominance spike like that too. That's really interesting. That is very, very interesting. Too bad this is only a 1-minute chart. Let's see what happens here. All of the bids definitely just got cleared. So we can't really expect too many bids. We just broke into that low volume node. So we see this last wick right here. Just broke down into that. Wow. So yeah, this is either a deviation right now, and this is our low for some time, or we're about to just do that right now, guys. I mean, wow, that is definitely something. That election VWAP was really a magic line. That's all we could say there. That election VWAP was a magic line. It was when you lost that, it was look out below. Damn, 13% since we lost the election VWAP. So, yeah, very interesting stuff here. Let's check this on a 5-second chart if you guys want to get really emotional. Oh, man. Yeah, we'll see what happens here, guys. I mean, I gave the clear scenario, so none of this price action is changing that. You know, I gave all the clear scenarios throughout this stream. Clear scenarios for total too. Clear scenarios for total, XRP, Ethereum. Look where we just tapped as well on total. Just tapped that yearly VWAP for the first time in 140 days. I'm assuming we have some strong divergences here. We do. We do have some strong divergences here, guys. About the only time I like to look at bullish divergences on shorter time scales is when we see this kind of nuke type of price just run back over like that. 10-minute provided a bullish divergence, 2-hour. Let's see where it goes up to. 4-hour goes up to 5-hour, 6-hour. Goes up to the 6 hour. Is the NASDAQ tanking? Yep, NAS is tanking with it. So that does make some sense right there. So yeah, this is an interesting thing that's happening right here. It's hard to call whatever, and the reason why is because Orderbook is just, there's nothing there. You know, if we still had these bids, these stacks right here, I'd be much more eager to call low, but it's like all in these scenarios, guys, all we can hope for is sellers stop. You know, we don't have buyers really here gonna support us up. We got a little bit, but you know, we just gotta hope that selling tapers off. But I will say, you know, seeing these divergences here are somewhat promising if Bitcoin can close us as a wick and start either going sideways or doing that. That is a promising thing to see a correction back up. So yeah, hard time. Hard time mainly because the order books aren't giving us much right now. Usually they do, but right now they're really not giving us much here, guys. You know, there's not much to take from those order books. There were right here. Called that bounce early yesterday. Called the bounce right here. I didn't even call it. I had limits there that got hit. When I logged in, I was in profit. Put stops in profit. The rest was history. Yeah, I mean, it is good to see this. It is good. You know, it is somewhat of a promising thing to see a divergence like that, because at this moment we have not much. We don't have much to go off, guys. We don't have any support levels to go off. We don't have any bids to go off of. All we can really go off are these skews here, which are somewhat in our favor. What we can also go off is if this deviates very quickly, which it's trying to do right now. And then these divergences right here. It's really all you guys got to go off right now. VWAPs aren't going to help us right now. All the VWAPs are probably way higher. Let me put in the session VWAP. Let's see where the session is. Probably way higher up here somewhere. Yeah, so session VWAP is far above price. We got nothing. We just hit no man's land. We totally just hit no man's land. You guys didn't catch that low on a scalp. What you want to look for is a reclaim of that breakdown level. Reclaim about 85.3. And a retest. That's going to be a good long. We do this. We're rounding out. Enter long right there. Targeting these previous highs from today. Only if we do a reclaim right there. Only if we do a reclaim right there. So somewhat of a good reaction, but nothing too crazy. Let me pull over my... I was about to get ready to end the stream, but, you know, I guess we'll stick around here for a few more minutes. Let me pull around... Okay, let's take a look at who's doing this. I'm taking a guess that this was probably Perps, Spot, just probably everybody here. Let's take a look. Coinbase. Wow. Coinbase really just leveled themselves with some sell orders. Yep, this was Perps and Spot. Massive liquidations here, guys. Look at how many net liquidations just happened farther than our first drop yesterday. Bybit actually bought the dip. That's a weird thing. It's a very weird thing. So look at Bybit CVD here, spiked crazy. Everybody else has been selling like their life depends on it. Nobody stepped back in. Perps pushed us back up right now. Kraken was doing some clips. Coinbase really is just offloading. See right here, this was Binance Spot offloading. Bitfinex offloading. Everybody just offloaded besides really Bybit, which is an interesting thing. Very interesting thing. What I will say though is I'm somewhat pleased to see what altcoins are doing right now. To be honest, like I'm somewhat pleased to see altcoins, like especially XRP only at 218, 220. We have such a clear SMT divergence here right now. I don't know, it's hard for me to call low live on the stream, but this is what we want to see. This is exactly what we want to see. Show you guys what I mean right now. Look at Bitcoin putting in a new low like this. Bam, with XRP putting in that low like that. This can be negated if Bitcoin is truly in free fall and we're going right to 80K. But these are the things I look for. You guys are getting a live look at what I look for as a trader. So let's continue to monitor this. Something like XRP, not Ethereum though. BNB, yes. ADA, yes. SUI, yes. Litecoin, pff, holy crap. Litecoin found the cure to cancer. Litecoin literally found the cure to cancer. That's how impressive is that? I mean, this is crazy. Litecoin still looks so good. It just needs to break above that resistance level. Wow, if Bitcoin and whatever else find their footing here, and we do get a few day relief, man, Litecoin is primed. I've been talking about this for a while too, and it's really looking prime. That's crazy. Yeah, this is pretty interesting here. Oh, same thing with Total 3. Wow. Total 3 did not make a new low. Total did make a new low. Let's see what happens here, guys. It's pretty interesting here. Selling has tapered off. Perps are entering a little bit, perps are entering slowly. Spot refuses to enter. Anything else pop up in the books? No. Let's check Binance perp market. So in times like this, Binance perp market is probably the better thing to be watching. Let's see what we got. Nothing too much. Massive bid skew though. Let's check Coinbase. Nothing on Coinbase. Damn, the US hates crypto. That's what we can say. Or the US participants, shall I say. Yeah, so let's see what happens here. I don't know. This is a hard time, guys. There's times where I call bottoms, but this is a hard one. This is really a hard one. I mean, the books are empty. Books are truly, truly empty. So it's not an easy play here. Definitely not an easy play here. But either way, I mean, at this point, it's like Bitcoin's already at 84K. And some of our altcoins don't look terrible yet. You know, Bitcoin's still at XRP's still at 216. Not terrible. I'd be a lot more concerned if XRP was already under $2 right now. I think that would be like, okay, what we just talked about an hour ago is happening. You know, trading like better than XO charts? Yeah, I think so. Nvidia earnings later today too. Yeah, there is. We'll see what happens there. What website is this you were looking at where selling was coming from? This is Agger. Yeah, this is Agger. Website is Air worth a peep. That's too new of a coin for me to give any large attention to be honest. Like IP story protocol is cooked 100% to Bitcoin. IP. Let's take a look. Ooh, we have Mooncake in the house telling us we're going to 78K. Oh my. Oh my. IP Bitcoin? Not sure what you're looking at there. Oh, IP's newer than Barra? Okay, I won't even look at it then. Won't even look at it then. Crazy to see others' dominance spiking right now. Complete opposite of our last drop. A bottom's coming in here soon, guys. I mean, when I mean soon, this is going to happen today, in my opinion. And when I say a bottom, when I mean a bottom in for days, if not weeks. And look at Bitcoin. It's in free fall right now. You know, you don't need to have too much of eyes to look when Bitcoin's in free fall. It doesn't go in free fall for weeks and weeks. We're in free fall right now. Free fall. Consider that free fall. Consider this free fall. You know, consider that. Seeing others' dominance not put in a new low as well. Or what was this? Others' dominance right here. Something you see at bottoms here. Bottom's approaching. Bottom is definitely approaching with Bitcoin dominance doing this as well. Anything else pop on the books? Yeah, they're just letting it fall here. Coinbase, no support at all. Look at this. Embarrassingly clean books. Let's check Bitcoin USDT. Nope, still nothing here. Nothing here till like 80K. That's crazy. You know, very, very crazy. But that's what happens when you break a strong range. I guess people in the auction, they have their levels to bid, and it's hasn't been yet. We'll say that. Surely has not been yet. Doge. Yep. Well, not the funnest stream to watch the market tank. Not the funnest stream. Total 2 is in oversold territory for the first time since August. That's an interesting one. Look at that one. Total 2 in oversold territory for the first time since August. XRP Bitcoin holding its ground pretty well right here. Let's look at Ethereum Bitcoin. Not the best. Fill the wickers. The wicks are filled. Total's at March highs as well. We just talked about. Total is a few percent. It's a 1% away from March highs. And remember, see both of these VWAPs in the 12-month rolling yearly VWAP? Same fake out right now we might be seeing as we saw back in 2021. Take a screenshot for purposes. Let me take a screenshot for purposes here. Interesting stuff here. In my opinion, best scenario for a stream forces you to be objective as possible and providing all the viewers a clear outlook. I'm guessing you're calming many minds right now. Nice timing, stream L right during the final wipeout. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, guys, I mean, you know, an hour ago I was given all the scenarios and, you know, it's nothing to freak out about. I don't think, or I should say, I'm very confident crypto is not like it's over for years. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't think we're in. I don't think this is like a November 2021 scenario. I don't see it. I just don't see that. With even if, you know, at this point, if you guys have cash on the sidelines, you should be happy right now. Crypto is not going away. It is not going away. And, you know, the lower we go, the cheaper you can buy it. And we now have levels that we were at recently, and it's like, you know, it's not going to take much to get it back up there. Won't take much at all. You know, crypto's just, it's a constant fear and greed mechanism. So if you're here for the longer run, you're a trader, don't be concerned here, in my opinion. I don't think that we're in a 2021 scenario where the next 2 years are doom and gloom. I don't see that at all. I do not see that at all. That's why I've talked about for 3 months how I don't believe these 4-year cycles. I don't think there's any EV in sitting here and thinking that these 4-year cycles are going to perfectly play out anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't see it. We're in a whole new environment here, guys. Institutions are in control. And you think the institutions are getting in at the top? Yeah, right. Or should I say the top for years? No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. So if you have cash in the sidelines here, you guys should be buying this dip, even if it dips lower the next few months. You know, this is a lot cheaper prices than you had 3 months ago when everybody was buying. You know, that's the scenario you want to look at. Just waiting patiently here for some type of stronger reaction, because these bullish divergences they're in a good tact right now. They're definitely in a good scenario. Total 3. Others is actually the strongest. So we have the altcoins are actually the strongest. Look at the comparison between total and then others. Very, very interesting stuff here. No chance Wall Street and wealth funds getting in and more this year. ETF exposures will draw fresh cash. Yeah, 100%. 100% here, guys. And, you know, what Trump's doing with the Department of Government Efficiency, I think it's great. Some people think it's terrible. But all in all, what that's going to do is put more cash in, you know, United States citizens' pockets. And when you got more free cash, when you have less taxes, you got more money to gamble and bet around. So over the next few years, I think there's going to be an abundance of cash. I think there'll be a lot more cash than what we've seen, you know, recently at least. Okay, that is how we would want to see some type of bottom come in. Let's see what happens here. That's really our level now, where it's like we break this, we're gonna do another 2-3 grand down, 1-2-3 grand down. So let's see what happens here, guys. I could do the stream at the local low for a while. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun one. And I'm just walking you guys through my thought process here. You know, whether what I'm saying here turns out to be completely wrong or right, I look for stuff like this. Like, why are altcoins not going lower? Why is total going lower right now? Why is others dominant spiking? These are things you usually see at a bottom. Maybe that does not work out, but like, I'm walking you guys through my 8 years of experience. And it's like, these are the things I look for. I look at who's selling heavy. Is everybody selling heavy? Who's stepping in? Bybit is stepping in. Are there orders below us? No. You know, not many orders. These are the things I look for. Do we have divergences? Yes, we do. Can they get erased? Absolutely. So if you guys are sticking around now, appreciate it. You know, we're just having fun at this point. Looks like the viewers have been spiking between 90 and 120. Looks like people keep popping in, popping out. So you guys are just here just for some comfort. Fine by me. Like I said, you know, I finished up my thoughts about 20, 30 minutes ago, and at this point, we've just been bouncing around looking at stuff. Thoughts on the 5K rebate from Doge? I mean, if they do that, then it's like another stimulus event. Risk assets will go crazy. You know? Risk assets will go absolutely nuts. SEC closes investigation into OpenSea. Wow. Look at that. We got one left, and it's called Ripple. One left, and it's called Ripple. Backed up the car, got the truck waiting. Love that one. So 78 is in play. Ask Mooncake. Search Mooncake on Twitter, X, and DM her. She'll give you the live breakdown of where we're going. You check high time frame order book skew on Bitcoin. Yeah, as I said, Mike, unfortunately, the picture there hasn't changed. Unfortunately, the picture there has not changed. Look, we still have a very, very negative skew, which is not what you want to see. Not what you want to see. Let's put that back to 50%. Yeah, look at this. We're still at lows. Not cool. Live market view is great, Tom. Thanks, Sam. Ripple will be last and late. Yep. Now go show us some trades. Hunter, this is a very hard time here. You know, if I was doing a live market view yesterday, I would have showed you guys the trades. You know, I took longs right here. I shared my reasoning as well, but right now it's like I'm walking you guys through all the conflicting info. There's times when my setups come clean. There's times when they don't. And right now it's like we have all this conflicting info. We have others putting in this deviation. We have bullish divergences across the board. We have others dominant spiking. We have, you know, nothing in the order book. So it's like I don't have a setup right here. My setups are deviations mainly in these type of environments, and we haven't seen one. You know, we have not seen one. What is stance on XRP being below 225? The stance is that it's not good, but it's, you know, $2 is that level. If you watched the stream earlier, I showed you guys acceptance under $2 is, you know, bad. That's Bitcoin under 80K probably. First price, then case closed. No, I don't believe that crypto hound at this point. I think the case is going to come out first. We're going to get finished off first. We need free hugs. Tomorrow Ripple case is gone. Let's hope. You mind sharing your agar template? I've had many people ask, but I don't feel compelled to share it. I share a lot of free stuff, but that thing took me a long time to make. Very long time to make, actually. I feel like it's just following NQ. Probably is. It is. It is following NQ. Let's see what happens when they're going to keep kicking the can. Anothers.D is the reclaim 8.7%. Yeah, that's about a good resistance to be watching on others.d. Absolutely. It's just weird, guys. That's all I'm saying. Look at what happened last time we tanked. Others.d lost itself, and now it's in an uptrend. This means that a bottom is presenting. I'm fairly confident on that. And when I say a bottom, I mean a bottom for many days, if not many weeks. It's going to happen today. Wherever Bitcoin lands, be positioned. Be positioned. This, to me, I'm not going to fade this. This is not something you see before a way bigger nuke, in my opinion. Or should I say it's not something you see of weeks and weeks of downtrending presenting itself. It means that this downtrend over the last week is coming to an end. It's coming to an end. At least historically, I've only seen that happen. Yeah, don't share that template. Been trying to make it my own for a month now. It's no joke. Yeah, I remember you DMing me there. Brandon about that. Spike in total 3 with Bitcoin dumping represents the start of alt season. Oh, man. Mike's calling for alt season here. Bottom on alts only, though? How would that work? No, that would be a full market bottom for some time, Mike. It would be. Divergence is here. Others.d spiking. Litecoin acting like it doesn't know what a sell-off is. Oh, man, how funny is that? Jeez, that's crazy. Litecoin is built different. If you were to set up a long if Bitcoin is to clear, then retest the 85.3, how do you judge your stop loss? Stop loss is probably more discretionary at that point. Yeah, it's more discretionary. But if I wasn't on stream, and even so on my other screen right here, I'm placing some bids here. I'm stacking some very short bids down if we do start going down to 82, 81. I'm going to start averaging down. I think a bottom here is near. And I'm fine being wrong on that one. You know, you got to play the terms. My favorite setups are deviations, though. So make that clear. My favorite setup is a deviation. And it would be late to the party type deviation. But like a retest of that breakdown level is where I like to long back to previous highs. But I still, as an average entry, you know, if I'm looking bid at 83, bid at 82, bid at 81, bid at 80, bid at 79, my average would be about 81. And that's if we go down there. We'll see what happens right now. Hopefully NVIDIA gets everything going. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think NVIDIA really matters too much at this point. No, these are bids. These are, you know, margin bids. What leverage do I use? I usually trade 15x on Bitcoin and then 50x on alts. NVIDIA earnings would be a funny way to bottom. I agree, but it is shaping up pretty quickly, I will say, Mike. It's shaping up as a good thing. Where are you from, mate? I'm from the crypto sphere. I'm from the crypto sphere. Others.d is spiking still. XRP still holding its low. Are we going to watch the bottom come in here? We're going to come back in 8 months and this was the bottom on stream. I'm just playing around, but hey, it's possible. What sex do you use? I use Bybit. Yep, I use Bybit. And then if I'm doing some decentralized trading with options or whatnot, I'll use Synquote. Mainly Bybit though. Uh-oh. Maybe Bybit though. What would you mind sharing this with shorter time frame? Not sure what you mean there, Macram. Let me know though. $85K incoming? I'm pretty sure we were just under that. Oh, you mean we're going back to that? Okay, we got some reaction here. As I was saying, that is some type of bottoming pattern. Who's stepping in? Anyone stepping in? Bybit is like aping themselves right now. What is going on at Bybit? Bybit's doing something over there. At this point, I can get rid of all this. Do you have to use VPN? I use VPN all the time for everything. Synquote? Yeah, SYNQUOTE. Wait, 50x leverage on alts? I use cross margin 50x leverage, yes. But just so you guys know, like I never am in a position to liquidate myself. You know, when I use 50x leverage, it's technically the same as 10x. I never use more than 50% of my balance. That's something that haven't talked much about, but yeah. So I guess while you guys are all in here, I'm sure I'll wrap this up here in a few minutes. But you know, I've had a lot of people over the last few months ask me for, you know, a private channel or a private course or, you know, a Discord and whatnot. And if you guys weren't aware, I actually started my journey in 2017. And I was part of a Discord group, and I became an analyst in that group in 2017. Actually, the owner of that was the guy who taught me the basis of technical analysis. And 2017 came along, 2018, I was sharing trades and whatnot. I was still new, but, you know, fairly picked up on this stuff quick. 2019, I joined another group. I was an analyst in that group. These were paid groups, and, you know, anywhere between like 50 to 200 members. And then 2020, joined another group, was an admin and an analyst. 2022, I actually created my own group. It was like a trading slash like self-development group, and it was a fun time. Had about 200 members in there, and, you know, I did these streams for many years, many years, dating back to 2019. And my biggest regret is I wasn't on Twitter. I was, but I didn't post anything. Didn't create a YouTube. So I've been doing this stuff in private audiences for 6 years. And then 2 years ago, when I quit, walked away from my last business, I basically put all my time towards Twitter and towards YouTube. And, you know, here I am today. Now, I created a YouTube channel 2 months ago when that should have been done 8 months ago. You know, sorry, not 8 months. Should have been done 8 years ago when I first started, you know, started in the space. I'd probably have 500,000 followers at this point if I was sharing what I was in private Discords publicly. And I really don't have an interest to go back to that deep Discord server type, you know, setup. But what I have been thinking about, because of all of the requests, is I think I'm going to start working on a very, very comprehensive A to Z course on everything I know. And this is probably going to take me months and months to create. And, you know, it's something I've been thinking about, because, you know, there's a lot of animosity towards paid content. And I get that, because a lot of the paid content is bogus. It is. A lot of these people, they're here to just make money selling shit. And of course, that's not me. You know, I'm not here to make money selling content. But for all the people that have wanted to learn a lot more from me, you know, I've considered spending probably 50 to 100 hours making a very large comprehensive course. And, you know, that's what I think I'm going to start working on. And it's not just going to be a course one-time payment. I'm thinking what it would be for the people that are interested. And sure enough, I'll still be doing my public streams and sharing what I do on Twitter and stuff. But it'll be an A to Z of everything I know. Like, and I mean everything I know. Like, it'll be something to where you can, you know, sit there and learn and take everything, and you'll be fully equipped. And you really, you know, you could continue to learn more, but you would be fully equipped to go off on your own and not need anyone. Because I'm a big advocate of not teaching people how to fish, not just giving them fish, you know? And people say that they have signal groups and whatnot. You know, that's not going to be what it would be. What it would be, what I'm thinking, is for a lower barrier to entry for people, I think it would be a subscription, to where if you buy the subscription, you have access to all the courses. And if you want, you could join for 1 month, learn all the courses, and move on your way. Or you could stay in, and it'll probably be through VWAP, which I'd have probably a private Telegram where people can ask me more questions. People can ask me specifically about their trades. People can ask me very detailed stuff and have a one-to-one, you know, a more, you know, where I would answer all of your questions. And then you'd probably also get private streams. And then you'll also get a lot more detailed about my own trades. It would never be a signal group where I tell you buy right here, TPSL. I'm not that. But I would be very clear to where, you know, I'm teaching people everything you know. It's like, hey, if you don't know what I'm saying here, go watch all the courses that are included here. So I just wanted to say that's something that I think I'm probably going to start working on, just because there's a lot of people that want to learn a lot more. And it's like, if I'm going to spend hundreds of hours doing this, I'm just not going to give it away for free. Because if not, I'll just continue to do what I do now. And, you know, I just think at that point, it's like it wouldn't be worth my time. You guys got to put yourself in my position. You know, I've been doing this for 8 years. I don't need to be here. You know, I've spent thousands of hours the last year and a half sharing free stuff. And I'll continue to do that. But for the people that want to learn everything, that's going to be an option. So yeah, I just wanted to say that that's something that still not fully, you know, decided on it. I haven't started on it, but it would happen. Probably be something I work on the next 3 months, to where probably be over 50 hours of content. And then it'd be a subscription to where you could pay a month and you could be in a private chat with me, a private, you know, maybe a few private channels. It'd probably be on Telegram. And then you'd get private streams, and then you'd have access to all of the courses. So yeah. And I know there's going to be people that say, oh, you know, you're a paid group leader, blah, 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 this and that. And guess what, guys? I don't care. The best content, the best education is not free. It's not free. You know, if people spend $100,000 to go to college, and, you know, what I'm talking about here is probably going to be under $100. So, you know, I'm fine taking the heat from people that would want to say what they want to say about that. And I get it. 85% of paid groups are a complete waste of money. And this wouldn't be a paid group. This would mainly be for education. But instead of just selling my course for $300 or whatever, it would just be probably a subscription where it's like, hey, you know, each month you got access to the course, and also too, you got access to me, ask me questions. You'll get a more intimate view of what I do and, you know, how I approach things. So we'll see. But either way, you know, that's not going to be, it's like I'm leaving and that's the only option. I'm just going to do that for the people that want that. And just so you know, I'm only even considering this because I've got 50 DMs from people asking for this, you know? So it's not like I'm just sitting here saying, oh, how can I make some more money? No, that's not it at all. It's like people want it. So I'm going to probably go through and give people what they want, because I'm sure you guys have learned a lot from me as is, but you know, there's about 80% that I haven't even shared, and I shouldn't say I haven't shared, but I haven't broken down. So yeah, I just thought I'd mention that here. But all right, guys, it's been almost 2 hours here. I appreciate everyone who stuck around. Looks like we've had over 500 people pop in and out. Definitely hit that like button if you haven't. Hit the subscribe button. Would appreciate that. We'll continue to do what we're doing here. And yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens here, guys. I love to just sit here, but this is probably going to take some more time to play out, you know? It's probably going to take some more time to play out in the sense to where it's like, even if this is a bottom, this might take some chop and, you know, whatnot. But we saw some reaction, which is good. Others.D is still pushing up higher. I told you guys the divergences I'm watching. Told you this is usually how a bottom would come in. So either way, there's going to be a bigger bottom that comes in the next few hours or the next day. So eyes peeled. I'm going to be on Twitter as usual. I'll be on my Telegram, giving you guys updates. I'll probably step away here for the next few hours, hit the gym. This has been a little bit of a, you know, crazy morning, but, you know, hopefully this stream was of use to you guys. You know, I think I gave it to you guys in clear ways. I had clear things. I showed you clear reasons that, you know, we still should be optimistic about the future. Clear setups to look for, you know. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Encyclopedia of Dom's trading strats and techniques. Yeah, that's what it would be. You know, that's what it will be. Sign me up. That'd be awesome. Well, glad to see you guys have some interest in it, you know, because I know there's some people that are going to be fully against it, and that's fine. I don't really care. I don't really care. You know, people go out and spend $100 on a dinner. It's like, if you don't want to spend $100 or whatever it may be for a month or however many months to learn, that's fine with me. You know, continue to listen to the alt season everyday callers. Hopefully I've saved you guys some money. Now I'm I haven't been perfect, but I've been pretty damn accurate the last 8 months, and it's all on my Twitter. You guys can go look. Thanks for the stream. I really like the idea of group. Is it a paid indicator? No, none of these indicators are paid. Golden content here. Much appreciated here, guys. How to get into private group? Private group is not a thing yet. And it won't even probably be a group. So just listen around. This is going to be months away, if anything, guys. Mike, thanks for tuning in, Mike. Much appreciated. Bitcoin hit the anchored VWAP from August 5th uptrend. Let's take a look at that before we wrap up. August 5th uptrend, or I'm assuming the low. Take a look at that. Right here, maybe? Not close. Very, very close. Thanks for the stream. Thanks a lot for the info. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I thought it was a fun time. That was a fun time. Do appreciate you taking the time, man. Would pay. Thank you, Dom. Thanks for popping in, Mooncake. Trading light does cost money. If you want to see the big boys and look at the orders, you do have to pay a few bucks. I mean, that's another thing. It's like, guys, I spend like $300 a month just on my software. So it's like, I use it for me, but it's like a lot of this stuff I show you actually costs me money as well, you know? So it's part of the game. And in my opinion, if you're in crypto and you can't spend $20, $30, $40, I don't mean to be mean, but you probably should get a job and just like slowly invest in Bitcoin. You know, I'm not trying to be mean. I know everybody's in their own, you know, scenario and things. Everybody's got their own situation, but if you're in crypto and, you know, you don't want to pay 20, 30 bucks a month on something, then maybe you should just work a little bit more and just dollar cost average into Bitcoin. It's probably the best scenario, just an honest opinion. Yeah, thanks, guys. Fun stream. Fun stream. Hopefully, I don't know, maybe we'll look back and this actually was a major bottom. Maybe it will be. That'd be fun. So yeah, later, Dom. Thanks, brother. Yeah, thanks again, guys. Hit the like button if you haven't on your way out. Subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Make sure you join the Telegram too. It's been fun. Been sharing just a little bit more random things in there. And that gives you a little taste of what, you know, any subscription would be as well. It'd be a little bit more detailed like that, along with all my content, basically. So Mooncake, I think Mooncake's Twitter is mooncake_XBT. If you guys haven't checked her out, definitely do. Awesome trader there, and share some awesome stuff. So yeah, thanks again, guys. Hope you guys have a great day. Just keep your head up. Crypto's still crypto's not going anywhere. Keep your head up. Things could be a lot worse. If you guys are on the stream, you know, just be thankful. Things could be a lot worse. You know, Bitcoin's still 85K. Not too bad. So thanks again, guys.